Hello once again, welcome to Mima's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful bag here. So this is a nice bag and I love it. Okay, so this is the bottom of the bag. Okay, it has got a nice design, a beautiful stitch actually. Okay, so this is the inside of the bag, and if you want you can line the inside of the bag with lining and then you put a zipper here. Okay, this is our handle. Okay, so let's see what we're going to need for us to crochet this bag. So for this bag, you're going to need stitch markers, about 7 of them, a crochet hook. This one is a 4mm crochet hook and it corresponds to the size of yarn that I'm going to be using. This is macrame cord and this one here is 3mm thick. However, you can use any other type of yarn that you have, okay, and the corresponding crochet hook. You're also going to need a tapestry needle for fastening off the ends, and you're also going to need a scissors, okay, and also you're going to need this metal buckles here or metal rings here for the handle. However, if you don't have them, you can just attach the handle straight to the bag. Okay, so this one here, as I said earlier, this is macrame cord and it is 3mm thick. So let's begin. So you're going to begin with a chain of 19. Okay, so begin with a slip knot. Wrap your yarn around your hand like this, set your hook and pull through. So this is my slip knot. So I'm going to begin my chains. Okay, so that's 1 chain, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I now have 5 chains and I'm going to continue and come back with 19 chains. Okay, so I now have 19 chains and I'm going to begin my first round. Okay, so we skip this first stitch or the first chain from the hook. Okay, and then I'm going to insert my hook into the second one. Okay, so we're going to be crocheting in US terms, and this is single crochet. So you grab your yarn, pick up a loop like this, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, then pull through. So this is my first single crochet and I'm going to mark it. Okay, so you'll see that I have these 6 other stitch markers with the same color, and then this one is different because this one is going to be marking the starting point. Okay, so I'm going to put this one, and then in the next chain I'm going to put 1 single crochet again like this. In the following, 1 single crochet. Okay, I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet in each chain up until we're at the end of the chains here. So here I'm left with this last one, this last chain, and in this last chain we're going to put 5 single crochet. We want to be able to turn and start crocheting at the back of the chains. Okay, so I'm going to put 5 single crochet in that last chain. Okay, so that's 1. Okay, again in the same chain, 2. So I'm going to mark the second one. Let's put another 1, 3, we mark it again, and then again 4, and then you mark it, and then the last one in the same chain, the 5th one like this. So you find that out of the 5 we've marked 3 of them. Okay, so now we'll be crocheting at the back of the chains. So we also want to hide this tail as we crochet. Okay, so next we're going to be inserting our hooks at the back of each chain. Okay, so you insert your hook here, okay, at the back of each chain. Okay, there are those small spaces here. Okay, so we're just going to be putting 1 single crochet like this. Then in the next, so I'm hiding this as I'm crocheting. Okay, okay, so again the next, like this. So I'm going to continue. Okay, let's meet in this last one here. Welcome back. So here we're now left with this one. Okay, so we're going to put 4 single crochets in this last one. Remember, we put 5 in this one, but we're putting 4 because we're also assuming that this first one is coming from the same space. Okay, so let's put 4 single crochets in that, in the back of the first chain. Okay, so that's 1 and then 2. So I'm going to mark the second one, and then 3, I'm going to mark it again, and then 4, and then we mark it again, so that we have 7 marked stitches. Okay, like that. So now let's continue to the second round. So this is the first round. So the second round, in this first stitch, we're just going to put 1 single crochet, and then we're going to put back the stitch mark. Okay, so you insert your hook below both loops, okay, of the single crochet like this, and then work 1 single crochet, then put back the stitch marker, and then in the next stitch 1 single crochet, in the next one 1 single crochet like this. Okay, so I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet in each stitch. These ones that do not have stitch markers, let's meet in this one that is marked. Welcome back. So here we're now at the stitches that are marked. Okay, so you're going to be putting 2 single crochets in each of these marked stitches. Okay, and then you're going to put back the marker. Okay, so here I'm going to put 2 single crochets in this stitch, so that's 1. So the stitch marker will put it in the first stitch of the increase. So an increase is whereby we put more than 1 stitches, okay, in the same stitch. So here we've put 1. Again in the same stitch, I'm going to put the second one to make them 2. So we've increased our stitches with 1. So again in the next stitch, I'm going to put 2 single crochets. That's 1. Remember to put back the stitch marker, because in the next round we're going to increase again, just like we are doing right now. And then 2, okay, in the next stitch 1, and then 2. Okay, let's put back the stitch marker. So I'm going to continue here putting 1 single crochet, and then let's meet in the stitch. Welcome back. So we are now back here. Okay, we are left with these 3 stitches here, and we're going to repeat what we just did this side. So in each stitch that is marked, I'm going to put 2 single crochets. Okay, so here in this one, it's 1. Remember to put back the stitch marker, and then again 2. Then we repeat again in this one, 1, put back the stitch marker in that one, again in the same stitch, 2, and then the last stitch, this one, we put 2 again, 1, then again 2. So here, this is the starting point. So we've finished the second round. Okay, so in the next round we're going to repeat what we just did with the second round. So here, when you reach this stitch marker here, you put 2 single crochets. Okay, this one does not have a marker, so you put 1, okay, as well as this one. But this one and this one, these that are marked, you put two single crochets. Okay, then make sure that you put back the stitch marker up until we have 6 rounds. Okay, so we now have to crochet 4 more rounds, and making sure that you put 2 stitches in each of these marked stitches. Okay, this one that do not have markers, you only put 1. So in the 6th round, when you finish the 6th round, you remove these stitch markers and remain with this one. Let's do that and then come back. Welcome back. So I've done 6 rounds of single crochet and we now have 72 stitches. So if you're to measure, we have a length of 24 centimeters and a width of almost 10 centimeters. Okay, so in case you have used a different size macrame or yarn, just make sure that at the end of your base, your stitches, the total number of your stitches is in the multiples of 4. Okay, so now if you want a bigger bag, just keep on increasing the number of rounds here. So next we're going to start crocheting the sides and we're going to introduce another stitch. So here at the end, you're going to join with a slip stitch. Okay, here, so we're going to join with the slip stitch here. So instead of inserting below like this, we're going to join a slip stitch by inserting here in the back loop only. Okay, and then we're going to join with a slip stitch like that. Next we're going to chain 3, and this is going to represent our first double crochet. 2 and then 3. So you can put a stitch marker in the 3rd chain here. Okay, and then in the same stitch in the back loop, we're going to put 2 more double crochets. So you yarn over, insert in the back loop, pick up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, put through the first 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, put through the next 2 loops on the hook. So we have 2 now. Again, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, next we skip a stitch, this one, and then in the following we insert below both loops like this, and then we work 1 single crochet like that. Okay, next we skip a stitch, and then in the next stitch you're going to work 5 double crochets. Okay, so I'm going to skip this one, and then in here I'm going to put 5 double crochets. So that's 1 double crochet in the back loop, that's 2 DC, 3 DC, and then 4 in the same stitch, DC. Okay, and then the last one, the 5th, DC. Okay, like that. Next we skip a stitch, we skip this one, and then in the following we insert below both loops, and then we work 1 single crochet like that. And then next again we skip a stitch, and then we insert in the back loop. Okay, so this is the front, this is the back, but we're going to work 5 double crochets. Okay, so you skip this one, and then here in the back loop 5 double crochets, 2 1 2 3 4 and then 5 like this. Okay, again we skip a stitch, and then we put 1 single crochet below both loops like that, like so, and then we skip a stitch again, and then we put 5 double crochets in the back loop. So we're going to repeat this pattern. Okay, 5 double crochets in the back loop, skip a stitch, put 1 single crochet, skip a stitch, put 5 double crochets in the back loop. So we're just going to repeat this up until we're back at the starting point. Okay, so this is the fourth and then the fifth in the same stitch in the back loop. Okay, welcome back. So I'm almost at the end of the first round of the sides. Okay, so here I've just put one single crochet here. Okay, and I'm left with this one stitch, and then we have this slip stitch that we joined at the end of the previous round. Okay, so we have one stitch and then this slip stitch here. Okay, so next, because we began with 3 double crochets here, we're going to put 2 more here to make them 5. Remember, we're putting 5 5 5. Okay, so I'm going to skip here, and then I'm going to put two double crochets in the slip stitch. Okay, that's one again, and then 2. Okay, so here I'm going to join with a slip stitch in the 3rd chain. Okay, so now we have a group of 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, just like the rest. So this is the end of the first round. Moving on to the next round, we're going to chain 1. Okay, and then we're going to turn like this. So here we're going to move into the following stitch. Okay, this is the chain 1, and then this is the next stitch. So I'm going to insert my hook here below both loops and work 1 single crochet. Put a stitch marker. So I'm going to skip 2 stitches. Okay, that's 1 2. Okay, and these are double crochets. This double crochet, okay, and then this double crochet from the previous, and then we're going to come, this is the single crochet from the previous round. So in other words, just skip 1 2. Okay, and then in this one, this is a single crochet from the previous round. Okay, so just ensure that you're inserting your hook in the single crochet from the previous round. So we're going to put 5 double crochets in that. Okay, so just skip 2 stitches, and then in this one, in the back loop, put 5 double crochets. So that's 1 in the back loop, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you might want to turn your stitches so that you see them. So these are 5 double crochets from the previous round. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3, insert hook below both loops like this, and then work 1 single crochet. Next, skip 2 stitches again, 1 2, and then in this one, in the back loop, put 5 double crochets. Two, 4, 5. Okay, so now we'll move on. We're going to skip again 2 stitches. That's 1 here, 2, and then in the third, put your hook below both loops and then work 1 single crochet. Then again you skip 2 stitches, and then in the third, 1, 2, in the third you put 5 double crochets. Okay, so repeat that right round up until we're back here. So we are now here at the end of the second round, and you find that we're left with 2 stitches, and then we're now back here at the starting point. Okay, so if you begin your round with a single crochet, you just finish off with a slip stitch. Okay, you don't do 2 double crochets like we did in the previous round. Okay, so we're going to be alternating, starting with a chain of 3 and then starting with a single crochet, likewise at the end of the round. So now here I'm going to come here, and then I'm going to join with a slip stitch. Okay, so now to begin the next round, we're now going to begin with a chain of 3, 1, 2, and then 3, and then you turn. Make sure that you turn. Okay, now here we have the chain 3 here, so you come into this stitch, okay, just next to the chain 3, this one, and then we're going to put 2 more double crochets. Remember, the chain 3 represents the first double crochet. So here 2, again 3, then from here I count 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then in the third double crochet or in the third stitch I'm going to put 1 single crochet below 2 loops. Okay. Then again you count 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then in this one I'm going to put 5 double crochets in the back loop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then again you skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then in this one you put 1 single crochet. Okay, again you repeat, skip 2 stitches, and then in this one, in the back loop, you put 5 double crochets. So we're going to repeat that right round up until we're back here at the starting point. Welcome back. So here, this is our back so far and the sides. So here we find that we're left again with 2 stitches, 1, 2, and this small one here is the slip stitch that we joined in the previous round. Okay, so here I'm going to skip, I just did a single crochet here, so I'm going to skip 1, 2, and then in this slip stitch I'm going to put 2 double crochets. Remember we began with 3, okay, the chain 3, these 2 double crochets, so I'm going to put 2 more in this slip stitch to finish off the round. Okay, that's 1, and then 2, And then to finish off, you join with a slip stitch in the third chain, this one, like this. So this completes the third round. Okay, so we now have that round. These are the sides of the bag. Okay, so you can decide if you want this part to be the best, to be the right side, or this one. They are both just fine. Okay, next, to move on to the next round, you chain 1 and then you turn, and then you put 1 single crochet in the following stitch. Okay, this one below both loops, like this, and then you begin the sequence, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then in this one you put 5 double crochets. So we're just going to repeat this sequence, so repeating round 2 and round 3. Okay, this round will begin with a single crochet, the next round will begin with a chain of 3. So you repeat round 2 and round 3 up until we have 9 rounds, and then come back. So here we now have 9 rounds, okay, of this stitch. So now I want to proceed and change. We're now going to go back and crochet single crochet. So here at the end, I've joined with a slip stitch, okay, like this, and then from here I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to skip this stitch, and then I'm going to put 1 single crochet in here. You set your hook below both loops like this, 1 single crochet like this. Okay, so I'm going to put a stitch marker in this chain 1 that I did. Okay, and then I'm going to skip 1 stitch, put 1 single crochet in the following like this, skip 1 stitch, put 1 single crochet in the next. Okay, skip 1 stitch and then 1 single crochet in here. So going to repeat this right round. You skip 1 stitch and then put 1 single crochet in the following, right round up until we're back here. Okay, so here this is my 10th round. Okay, so you find that we have reduced the opening here. Okay, so next we want to do single crochet. So you find that here I'm left with 1 stitch, this one, so I'm just going to put 1 single crochet in that. There's no need for us to skip that stitch. Okay, so the next round we're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so we're going to start in this one. Okay, so insert your hook below both loops, and then grab your yarn, pull through, and over, and then pull through. That's 1 single crochet here. So we need to put the stitch marker so that we know our starting point. So here in the next stitch, insert again 1 single crochet, in the following 1 single crochet. Okay, like this. So we're putting 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, we're no longer skipping a stitch, so it's 1 single crochet in each stitch, right round up until we're back here at the starting point. So we're going to do this round, and then we're going to repeat again, and then let's meet then. So we now want to crochet 1 more round of single crochet, but at the same time we want to put these small rings here for the handle. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I have 2 stitch markers here, so just lay your bag flat. Okay, and then we're going to put 1 stitch marker along the edge, this side, and then you're going to put another stitch marker along the other edge, this side. Okay, so this is where we're going to put these small rings for the handle. Okay, so I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet in each stitch, and then we're going to come back in this stitch so that we put this small metal ring here. Okay, 1 single crochet in each stitch. Let's meet in this stitch. So here we're going to crochet our small ring here. So you insert your hook below the ring and into the stitch, and then you work a normal single crochet, just making sure that your ring is in between the stitch like this. We move into the next stitch. Okay, so I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet in each stitch, and then when you reach this point again, I'm going to repeat what we did here on this side. Let's meet at the end here. So here I've finished putting these strings, okay, for the handle. Now here at the end I'm going to cut. Okay, I've left the last stitch here. We're going to fasten it off using a tapestry needle. Okay, so here I'm going to cut, then you pull, okay, so I'm going to skip the stitch and then insert below here. Okay, okay, like this. So just adjust the size of this last stitch that you did, this one. Okay, so next you just hide the tail inside the bag. Okay, so here you can put glue, or you can use a lighter and then just to stop it from unraveling. Okay, so this is our bag. Okay, so next we're going to do the handle. So next we're going to make the handle. So I'm going to leave a tail for us to be able to attach the handle to the barcodes on the bag. So this is about 15 centimeters, maybe 20 centimeters. Then I'm going to make a slip knot. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 80. Okay, so if you want a longer handle, you just increase the number of chains. If you want a shorter handle, you reduce the number of chains. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to continue and come back with 80 chains. All right, so next you're going to begin the first row. Okay, so here if you turn your chains, we have these thread loops or the back bumps or back bars. Okay, so we're going to be inserting our hooks in there. So I'm going to skip this first one, and then I'm going to insert in the second, and we're going to crochet slip stitch. So with slip stitch, you grab your yarn, pull through, and then pull through the loop on the hook. Okay, in the next one, slip stitch. Okay, pull through and then pull through the loop on the hook. In the next one, pull through the loop on the hook. Okay, so it should come out like this. Again, insert, pull through on the hook. So I'm going to continue up until I'm back here. at the starting point. Okay, so this is our handle. Okay, want to do one more row, okay, just to make it a bit more thick. And if you want to continue, you can do another row up until you have your desired thickness. So here at the end of this row, you just chain one, okay, like this, and then you turn, and then the next slip stitch you're going to be inserting in the back loop. Okay, so you find that we have two loops here, the front and the back, the front and the back. Okay, so here, beginning in the first stitch, this one, you do slip stitch like this, and then in the following stitch, the front and the back. Okay, the front and the back, insert here, and then you do slip stitch just like we were doing, but you're just inserting in the back loop. Okay, like this. Okay, so let's do that up until we're back here, and then we'll join the handle to the back. Welcome back. So this is my handle. So instead of adding one more row, I added 3 more. It was a bit thin, so I wanted it to be a bit thicker. Okay, so if you still want it to be thicker, you just chain one at the end here, and then you continue putting your hook in the back loop and crocheting slip stitch. Okay, but this one is fine. So I'm just going to leave a tail again on this side, and we're going to use that to join the handle to the buckles, okay, to the small rings. So then you pull through. Okay, so this is our handle. Okay, so now we want to join to the back. Okay, so you can use a tapestry needle. Okay, so here I'm going to come like that. So next I'm going to come so there are loops at the top here, so just find somewhere to insert your hook in a neat and nice way. Okay, okay, like this. So now I'm going to turn, and then we're going to hide and fasten off this inside of, on the wrong side of the handle. Okay, so this is the outside, then the wrong side. Going to cut. So here you can either use a lighter or glue, okay, just to keep it in place. So I'm going to come again the side using this tail, and then attach the side and then come back. Welcome back. So okay, it's much easier to fasten your ends along the edges here. They don't really show that much, as you can see. Okay, so this is our handle. Okay, this is our bag, and it's done. So here, if you want, you can sew in lining and a zipper or a button, or you can put a lock like this one. Okay, nice. This is the bottom. Our bag is done. Thank you for watching Mirma's Crafts. Don't forget to comment and like, and also share the video, and also please do subscribe for more videos. Thank you.